So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Can you believe Christmas is already almost here? I know we say that every single year. And although I'm not quite ready to decorate for the 2024 season yet, I am sharing my top 5 videos from last year. Well, they're all my Christmas videos from last year. They are compiled into this one long Christmas decorating video to give you all of the ideas and inspiration before you start decorating for this year. I'm going to share how I decorated my 12-foot Christmas tree without hardly ever having to get on a ladder. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to decorate your home to make it look professional. I'll share how you can use ribbon different ways in your tree and in your garland, or even add it to your wreaths to give it an upscale look. And don't worry if you didn't get your hands on any of the viral trees this year, because I'll be sharing a few different Christmas lights to help give it that twinkle effect and that viral look. Trust me, with all of these ideas, you will have your home looking super magical this year. Now, does decorating for Christmas sometimes get a bit overwhelming? Absolutely, but when you have a plan and you have some ideas in place, it can make the process so much more enjoyable. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Michelle. I started off Christmas decorating on YouTube in 2020, and I had the biggest Griswold moments, meaning everything that could go wrong did, and sometimes it still occasionally happens. But remember, we all have Griswold moments, and in the end, everything ends up working out just the way it should. But in today's video, I'll be decorating my living room, my console table, my kitchen, my entryway, the front porch, our Grinch bathroom, and heading over to my parents' house to also decorate their home. If you enjoy any part of this video, then I hope that you'll subscribe so that you won't miss any of this year's decorating in our new house, which I am so excited to share. But the time is ticking and Christmas is coming, so let's go ahead and get started. Getting started right away. Starting with the mantle, I did snag some of that North Fork garland that I'm going to somehow piece together and create hopefully a good looking mantle and give you guys some great ideas. If you can't tell in today's video, I am going to be decorating this garland, like I mentioned, as well as our 12-foot Christmas tree in the traditional Christmas colors, red, green, and gold. So by the end of this video, I will have the whole living room decorated, and that will give me a sigh of relief. Hopefully along the way, I give you guys some great tips, including how my step process to decorating a Christmas tree easy, and a lot of other Christmas decor ideas. So next, let's start piecing together and building this mantle. So before I get started decorating anything, I like to find inspirational pictures, either off of high-end designer stores, like let's just say Pottery Barn, Restoration Hardware, or any of those shops. Get an idea of the style, because, you know, they hire professionals to come in and take all the photos, and then kind of work off of how I can recreate that using potentially less expensive items. So this North Fork garland has been going around viral, and there is a local shop in Houston where I'm from called Craftex, and it's a wholesaler shop. So I ended up snagging this 60-inch North Fork Natural Real Touch garland from Craftex for $25 a strand. So if you bought 6 or more, it ended up being $25. So it is hard to find online, and I don't even know if they still have it in stock. But another piece that I bought from there was this pre-assembled mantle swag, I guess you can say, that I'm piecing together or pulling apart right there. Now that piece was a lot more expensive, and I do love the look of that North Fork garland and the touch of it. It just is a little bit thin for my liking because I tend to go big and full and maximalist and all the things. So I know that I would need to have layered it multiple times to achieve the look that I was going for. So a subscriber told me last year to use chicken wire on your mantle if you are hanging heavy pieces. And at the beginning of this video, that is what I was showing you. I actually put that together for my fall decorations, and I had a whole arrangement up for fall. So we kept it up to see if it will hold this heavy mantle piece that I'm going to create. If you happen to have seen last year's video, I did use command strips, and they worked initially for about, I want to say, a few days or a week before things just started completely falling off. We ended up having to hot glue those command strips, and then it rips the paint. So for as heavy as the garland that I'm making, I decided not to do it that year. So I appreciate the tips on having this chicken wire here instead. And zip ties are now my new best friend because that's what we're going to be using to piece everything together.
Christmas is coming. Start sending your letters off to Santa. Christmas is coming, yeah. Better be nice if you want your present. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too. Christmas is coming, yeah. Staying up late looking out the window. Yeah. Christmas is coming, yeah. Spotting some sleigh rides and some jingle bells. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa.
So I have the big swag in the middle, and then on each side I have 2 strands cascading down. Now, my only concern with having this green mantle is that I have a 12-foot flocked tree. And the way that our living room is everything is kind of crammed together. And if you probably see over there on the left, all of the toys and the lamp, that's where we put the big Christmas tree because it's kind of the only spot that it'll fit. We move the couch all the way back, and then we have a slim tree. So where I'm going with this is that the tree and the fireplace mantle are right next to each other, and I was debating on how it would look if I had a flocked tree and then a very green mantle garland. So I had trouble finding an inspiration pick that included some flocking within this North Fork pine garland. So I'm just creating something of my own. So what I'm going to do is add additional picks into the garland to make it a lot fuller. And then I am going to add bits of flocked picks so that it ties together when my tree goes up. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you have a flocked tree or do you have a green tree.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby.
The pine cone garland is also from my local store, and they are kind of frosted and glittery, so I feel like it would really look good in helping more of the flocking come out. I have 2 strands of bells from Hobby Lobby that are underneath the garland. So some of those flocked branches, I just couldn't find the right fit for them to where I feel like they would look good. So I played around a lot with things. I added bows, I took them down. I didn't have it all on camera, but I'm still trying to mix and match and create this perfect garland. From my fall leaves, I had a few of those, I think those are eucalyptus leaves on the side. So I started just incorporating some of the extra picks I had from fall, and not only layering the top of it, but also layering and the cascading pieces down. So the more and more picks I started adding, the more and more I was loving it, nice and full. And I really like the color differentiation as well as the different textures. Whenever I went over to Hobby Lobby, I found some gold candles, but if you put candles directly on this chicken wire, it's not flat. It's like it will fall over. So these candle holders are from Amazon. I had them before, and you can unscrew them. So I just slid the bottom piece under that chicken wire and then screwed them in. That way they're in place and I can put the candles directly on the mantle. Someone else had suggested to me to get a piece of plywood and put it on the top of your mantle, and then that way you can nail in or screw in heavy pieces. But I have that big mirror in place, and I do not have room to put like a piece of plywood directly on top of the mantle unless I move the mirror. So that's why I think that the chicken wire for this option was great. You guys are amazing for recommending such good ideas. Next, I'm adding the lights, and these are called cluster lights. I've been using them on my trees and mantle for the last 5 years, and the very first year that I started YouTube, I had them, and they were hard to find. Now you can find them on Amazon, and they are the Designer's Excellence brand, and yeah, they're on Amazon. There's other similar lights that are cluster lights that you can find as well. I've ordered different ones. And why I didn't put the lights on here first was because I ordered a different brand. I got them in. I didn't like them as much as I like these, so I pulled these lights off of another garland that I had, and I'm going to add them here. There's different settings on them. They can twinkle. They can just stay bright white, whatever you want. They come in different colors. They're amazing. So I'll link them, or you can just search cluster lights. But when I start the tree and add them to the tree, I'll tell you which ones to look out for, or at least the ones that I like the best. So the next debate is, do you put the stockings in front of the bells or do you put them behind the bells? So you guys let me know. I think I ended up putting them in front of the bells, but I can switch them if I need to. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what is the right way to hang the stockings. So if you're new here and you're still watching, my name is Michelle and I'm a mom of 3, which is why I'm hanging 3 kid stockings. I'm in the thick of it right now with 3 small kids constantly cleaning and organizing. In fact, behind this pretty picture, the camera and the music, they're probably running around screaming, making a mess, but that's just what it is. So my content is a lot of cleaning and organizing, but when it comes to seasonal decorating, I feel like my true potential comes out because I just enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it as well. I have tons more Christmas content coming out this year, so be sure you're subscribed. And if you do like this video so far, just give it a thumbs up so that I know that this is the type of content you guys like. But here I'm showing you this new garland that I bought. If you watched my first video, the dining room tree and the dining room tablescape, I used this garland I got also from Craftex to decorate that. And I'm going to actually move it over here and put it on the media table. Now, I do have a lot bigger and thicker garland that I can put here, but I wanted to see what it looked like to have more of a simple piece right here because the mantle is going to be a big statement as well as the tree, and they're all, right next to each other. I got these little string lights at Hobby Lobby. They're not my favorite. The reason being is I feel like the lights are too close together. So if you put them here, it looks like just one big light string instead of it looking a little bit more spread apart, but it'll do for now. So I couldn't decide here. Let me know what you guys think. Should I keep this part simple like this, or should I add another big garland piece that kind of droops and hangs on the side? So once it's all done and said, leave me a comment and let me know, should I switch this or should I leave it more simple? These reindeer I'm going to put on the end, and I did get these from Hobby Lobby, 50% off, but I did purchase 2 of them. Now, today is the day we are bringing down the big tree. I always have to mentally prepare for this because it's a pretty big task. So we have to first move the furniture, the couch, we have to move it back. We have to move some of the furniture. Obviously, I have to pick up a bit, and then we can bring it down. So have y'all heard of the new viral tree from Home Depot? I'm sure if you watch other videos, lots of people got their hands on it this year. Now, I start decorating pretty early because these videos take a long time. So in order to get everything done, I did see it early on, and I went to Home Depot and it was pretty. But my main goals for this year was to get the new garland. I wanted a new nativity set, and I always do ribbon. So those were my main goals. And then by the time I started seeing everyone get it, I went over to Home Depot and it was sold out. And this was probably 2 or 3 days after Halloween. And I wasn't going to get the big one. I was going to get one of the 7-foot ones. And I started having flashbacks from when I got my big 12-foot flocked tree. And if you don't remember the story, the video, I posted the whole story in my 2020 decorating, but I'll do a little recap. So it was my first year starting YouTube, and I love Christmas, so I wanted everything to be perfect. I put up my entire tree. It was a green tree. It was fairly old. And I was filming and I turned the lights on and only one strand worked. So you can imagine on a 12-foot tree, only having one strand work. It was kind of an old school tree. I could have added lights. That was like a huge debate. And I do add extra lights, but think about trying to, at the time impress everyone on YouTube. I just wanted it to be perfect. So I decided that I wanted a new tree and I wanted a flocked tree. So I went over to At Home because they have pretty good deals. And that weekend I saw it, but Chris was out of town. So I needed his truck to pick it up. So we waited until he got home from out of town on that Sunday. And we went to At Home and they're like, oh yeah, this one sold out earlier today. So we drove to another At Home, completely sold out. So we're looking online and it says that there were some at a location like 20 minutes away. We went there, sold out. I gave up. I was like, I think that this is just the end of it. And then Chris was working in a different area. He went by that one, completely sold out. So I just kind of like was super bummed. And then I saw it online at another one, like even further away. So I bought it instantly online. The next day I got refunded because they said, oops, we oversold it. We actually don't have it in stock. I feel like I called a location and they're like, yeah, we have them in stock. Drive out there, not in stock. So there was one last attempt. It was at an At Home far away, like let's say almost an hour away. But Chris kind of works in that area, even though it was pretty far. So he called a friend and was like, can you drive by this At Home and see if they have it in stock? So they did, and they had it in stock. And I was like, you hold it right there. We're going to pick it up. I'm going to buy it right now and tell him to send it to the back, and we're going to pick it up that evening. And lo and behold, we did that. So when I went to find this viral tree, they were like, no, have you tried other stores? I'm like, your store says there's 2 in stock online. So when I come here, you don't have them in stock. So I don't trust any of the systems. And I was like, you know what? It's not meant to be. But I did ask. I was like, well, since it's like November 3rd and you're completely out of stock of this tree, would you sell me the floor model? And they're like, oh, no, we don't sell the floor model until after Christmas. And I'm like, well, I mean, if you're not getting any back, what's the point of advertising it? And they were like, yeah, okay, good point. So they were like, we need to ask a manager. And then I don't know. I feel like they weren't sure what was going on and they weren't sure what they could and couldn't do. And they were like, well, our system's down, so just check back later if it's in stock. And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to go through all the trouble I did to get this big tree, but that goes to show if you really, really, really want something, you can get it. Also, when I started YouTube 3 years ago in 2020, I never thought that this channel would become what it has with this amazing community, awesome supporters. And it's not only me giving y'all information. You guys give me information that I help share with other people too. Not only that, it has completely changed our life. And if you would have told me that I would be here now, I would have never believed you. But where I'm going with this is that if you've ever been interested in starting a YouTube channel by doing what you love and it also help support you and your family, then I have a free guide that you can download below. It's a YouTube power kit to give you some information about getting started. And in January, I will be helping people start their own channels. But you can just download the free kit in my description box below to get some more information. All right, another debate. So last year I was fluffing out a tree, as you could say, and I guess I was saying fluff your tree out or whatever, because I would say every single branch needs to be fluffed out. And I think it was like 2 or 3 comments, and they're like, don't you mean unfluff the tree? So this year I was like, I don't know. I think it's fluff it out, right? You want to make it fluffy, so you fluff it out. But I guess they were saying when you like unbox something or you're like unfluffing it, I don't know. So then this year I remembered that. I'm like, okay, I guess I've been saying it wrong. And in my dining room video, when I was doing the tree there, I have gotten more comments saying, I laughed when you said unfluff because it's fluff it out. And I'm going, man, everybody told me I was wrong, and I have to say unfluff it. So, okay. So let's finalize this debate. Do you unfluff the tree or do you fluff it out? See, I think it's you fluff the tree out, right? Because you're trying to make it poofy and big. So how do you say it when you're trying to fluff it out? Do you fluff it or are you unfluffing it? Let me know in the comments so we can settle this. But you will notice that I have 2 tree stands. And this is the lifesaver of putting up a Christmas tree. I feel like I must be the only person in the world that doesn't put up the entire Christmas tree and then get on a ladder and just go through it. I put it up in sections and I fluff it out in sections too. And this is because this tree is so big. On my 7-foot tree, I don't do that really. I do it on, I would say like if you have bigger than a 7-foot tree, it's a good idea and a lifesaver because not only do I fluff it individually, I also decorate it individually. So you'll see that later. But here I will go through every single branch and make sure it's all fluffed out. Now, back in the day, I remember when I was growing up, and y'all might remember this too. Let me know if you had this tree. You had to insert each individual branch into the color code. So let's say all of the big branches had like a brown piece of tape, and that indicated that it was the bottom layer, and each of us had to like grab one piece of the brown one, unfluff it or fluff it out, whatever, and then stick that individual thing into there. So we had, instead of this being like 5 layers, it was like so much work. Each individual color-coded branch that we had to hook in to the base, it took forever. But anyway, that's where I got the idea that I would put in one section and then I would get that all nice and fluffed out, and then I would put on another section and then do the same thing instead of assembling the entire tree and then having to go through it that way. Does it take a while? Yes, but it looks great. So my tips for decorating a Christmas tree. I do have a video that is how to decorate your Christmas tree in 10 simple steps. And one of the first main steps is to pick a theme for your tree. So my first year, I used to do all glam, which is just gold and silver. I love that look. And then I slowly started to incorporate color. So last year I did red and white. And this year I am going full traditional. So I'm doing green, red, and gold. And then your second step, which I just showed you, is fluff out all the branches individually. Use 2 tree stands if you need to. My third step is to add extra lights. So if you did not get that viral, really pretty tree, or you couldn't find it, or you're just not in the market for a new tree, then you can still get that look by adding these lights. I promise you it looks beautiful and magical. Now you see how those have several light strands on both sides. In my opinion, those are the kind of cluster lights that you're going to want to get because there are so many lights. And here I'm just showing you, like, even with 2 different tree stands, how tall each tree is. So I'm going to decorate this as if it were 2 separate trees, and then Chris, my husband's, going to put it together. Now, I don't recommend doing this if it is super heavy and you're by yourself and you don't have any help. We've been doing this for a couple of years, but we just do as much as we can take. So we have 2 layers on the top section. If you just can hold 1 layer, then maybe do it that way. Or you can do 1 layer and then put it on whatever you want to do. But be careful when doing that. If you do it, make sure you have tons of help. I don't want you dropping the tree on you. But anyway, you see that I have 3 long strands. I'm going to use 2 of the long strands on the bottom pieces, and then the 3rd strand will go on the other tree, or the top piece. And you can adjust the settings. So these are like on the twinkle settings. I do turn them off because when you fast forward this video it makes it look a little too much. But next, you'll just weave these in and out of the tree. And earlier I showed y'all my garland is the same brand. And because my garland and my tree are so close together, whenever you like turn the tree off and turn it on, these lights will sync up perfectly when it's on the twinkle setting. The other brand that I purchased and I had put originally in the garland, I didn't show y'all. I put it in and then I took it out and then replaced it with this brand. The twinkle setting was not in sync with these lights, so I knew that I needed them to be in sync because they're just close together. So just by doing a little section, you can already see how much of a difference that it makes just adding in those extra lights. Now, obviously with the viral tree, you don't have to do any of that. It's done for you, but we're still going to create a beautiful tree with what we have. Now let's go ahead and finish wrapping the rest of these lights before we move on to the next step.
In December rain, they play my favorite song. I see a snowflake melt on the deck. I'm awful cold and longing for the holiday. Counting days until you're here. I've been waiting this whole year. Dear Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night. I know you may stop a light, but together we're alright. You know we're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home.
All right, the lights are on and the next step is ribbon. So ribbon can just make a huge statement on your tree, and the cool thing is that you can really fill up the tree and make it look full at a lower cost, right? Depending on the type of ribbon that you get. The ribbon that I have on my other tree in the dining room is from Hobby Lobby. Now this ribbon that I use now is a little more expensive. It's from Craftex and it is 4 inches thick. Pulled out all of the gold ribbon and the red ribbon that I had from previous years, and now this is the new green ribbon that I'm going to incorporate this year. I'm going to layer it a bit differently, so I was going for a emerald dark green velvety look, and for some reason I feel like it was harder to find that color green, but I have some ribbon that is 4 inches thick and then some that is 2.5 inches thick. That way I can layer it on top of each other. Now you can do so much stuff with ribbon, but I do like to cut my ribbon instead of just like cascading it down, which I actually do in my mom's tree. So I'll be decorating her house this year again. So make sure you're subscribed so you see that video too. This year I'm going to double layer it. Instead of having it side by side, I'm going to have the 4-inch piece on the bottom, the 2.5-inch piece in front, and then do a what is this, like 2 loops. I'm going to do like 2 loops and a tail. I don't really know how long I'm cutting them, so I'm just getting the end of the ribbon, creating 2 loops, getting the tail kind of like whatever size I want, and then I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to just continue to do that throughout the whole tree. I think that one of the biggest mistakes I would make in the beginning when adding ribbon to my tree is overcomplicating it. Meaning I would measure, oh, this one needs to be 12 inches, this one needs to be 16 inches. It doesn't matter. I would say just put it together, cut it wherever you want, and it doesn't have to be perfect because you can, if the strand is too long, you can double loop it. If it's too short, just do one cascading piece down. So, you can just work with the ribbon. Don't be worried if you cut it wrong. Just don't cut it too short is my only advice. But also, you don't have to overthink this piece. You just get the little bow you make, and then you just use a branch to hook it into the tree. So next, we're just going to cut the rest of the ribbon and then loop it in and out of the tree.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay drive down the chimney at the speed of light while we're dancing around the Christmas tree.
So if you're just doing like a cascading down ribbon, like I'm doing in this example, you can just take a top piece, tuck it in, and then pull the branch out and in. Like, don't pull it straight down. You want to create it, you want to give it dimension, so you don't want it to be too flat. So now you can just either single layer, double layer, and then mix and match the styles of ribbon that you're putting in the tree.
Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day. A Merry Christmas Day.
Let me know in the comments below, what color is your tree this year, or what colors, what theme are you doing? So now I have all of my ribbon on the tree, and see, it takes up a good amount of space. That way I don't have to hang so many hook and ball ornaments, which are still beautiful, but sometimes those hooks fall off and it's, yeah, a mess. Also, the back of the tree is a little more bare, but it's back in the corner against a wall, so nobody's gonna see it. So yes, I do focus on mainly the front of the tree. I have a little bit of ribbon in the back, but not to the extent that it is in the front. The next thing I'm going to be working on is the tree topper, and ever since Chris quit his corporate job, he works in landscaping. He owns his own landscaping business, and with that, during Christmas time, they do Christmas lights outside. So he has a vendor, I guess you can say, that he works with that has these Christmas lights, and these are Christmas balls that usually you hang from like outside of your tree, like one of your trees outside in the front of your house. You can hang these balls down, and I saw somewhere at a Christmas market they had one at the top of their tree. So I was like, Chris, get me one of these because I want to add it to the top of my tree, and it makes a beautiful topper. I will say though, it is so bright, like I don't have to turn my lights on in the house. I just turn this tree topper on, and it basically lights up the whole room. And how do I get it to stick on the top of the tree? Well, I'm pulling out my old friend, the zip ties. So I'm going to zip tie it on to the top of the tree. And then the next thing I'm going to do is add any kind of picks. So I will add some picks to the top of the tree to make it a little taller, make it look nice. And then next tip is to add any more picks throughout the tree or your specialty ornaments. And these are super cool because they're just clips, so I can just clip it to a branch. And these are also from that store at Craftex. I tend to just go and find like specialty local places. I like Hobby Lobby, but I like to also be different and find new exciting things. But the downfall about that is it's hard to link things, but I will link their website down below, and then they have a whole Christmas store. But if you have sentimental ornaments, specialty ornaments, you want those to be seen before you add, your Walmart ball ornaments, which yes, I do have Walmart ball ornaments that I'm adding, but I want these to be more visible and seen more so than those ones. And lastly, I'm going to fill out the rest of the tree with my hanging ornaments. Also, as far as trends goes, just do what you like. I had gotten caught up in the whole new tree thing that I forgot just how breathtaking the one I have already is. And yes, that was meant to sound like a quote from a Hallmark movie, but it's true. All right, let's finish this tree up. I did have trouble finding green ornaments that were the dark green that I wanted, but I found some from Hobby Lobby. So now I have it's one tree completed. And our next step is to get the top piece of the tree on to the bottom section of the tree. This is the trickiest part, but like I said, I do have a lot of help doing this and it is really heavy. But once we get it up and get all of the lights working and all of it assembled, then the only time that I ever get on a ladder is to go and fix up the middle pieces and make sure that it all looks in sync.
Hey, Santa, sleigh bells ringing and my friends by my side, but it's not the same. Santa, I'm smiling but feeling empty inside, 'cause all of the presents are still by the tree.
I'm gonna finish up the living room by adding some pillows to the couch. Those pillows are pretty old from Michael's, the little reindeer pillows. And then I did get a couple new pillows from Home Goods. And the red knit blanket was from Target last year.
But his love is all I need, and my love I can guarantee. So please, Santa, bring back my love tonight. Oh, 'cause his love is all I need, and my love I can guarantee. So please, Santa, bring back my love tonight.
And here is the whole tree. Let me know what you guys think about it this year, how it turned out, and I'll also show you some pictures, what it looks like at night. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed because we are just getting started. There's lots more Christmas videos to come.
Let's go outside. The snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go and
Finns det några snälla barn här?
Making our Christmas memory. Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh, oh. Da, 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 da. Making our Christmas memory.
So how do you even decorate and style a console table for Christmas? Well, this was one of the hardest areas that I had trouble finding ideas for, but we did it. I'll also be decorating the kitchen and creating a few Christmas arrangements. So this console table is one of the main focal points in our kitchen/living room area. And one of the things I did with this garland is add additional cluster lights. These are my all-time favorite Christmas lights. Now, I had them in this garland that I used last year above our fireplace, and I actually built this garland together using 4 Hobby Lobby strands. And then I used pipe cleaners to connect it together, although I probably should have used zip ties instead. But here's a quick little recap from last year when I created this. So I used the gold glitter tipped cedar garland. I used 2 strands of that from Hobby Lobby. And then I also used 2 strands of the frosted pine garland that I got from Hobby Lobby. And then I just used pipe cleaners to connect it together and create one super long strand. Now I did use this one on our mantle last year, but this year I created something new. So check out that video if you haven't seen it already. And this year I'm going to be using this strand on this console table. So the first thing I'm going to do is fluff it out, and my initial idea was that I would just lay it flat on top of the small console table and let it hang down. But when I laid it flat, because I made it so thick, it was really hard to put any other decorations on top of the table because it took up all of the space. So I decided to see what it would look like if I hung it in front of the table opposed to on top of the table. And I'm measuring out the length so that I can find the exact middle point so that it would be even. I had no idea if this was going to look good or not, but we're going to try it out and see. So last year I used those command strips to hook it onto our mantle. Clearly I didn't take them out of this garland before I put it away, but this year we used chicken wire to hang our garland instead. Now these things get so heavy when you start building them out, and sometimes I'm like, the decorating part isn't even the hard part. The hard part is figuring out how you're going to hang it, how many extension cords you need, and where they're all going to be plugged in. Once you get that figured out, then you're golden. Now, once I got it all hung and zip tied together, I will admit that I was so mad because I mismeasured it and the right side is longer than the left side. But later on, I go back and fix it, and I also take the lights out of this garland, put it in our garland and our mantle because those lights coordinate with the tree better. And then I ordered some new lights off of Amazon, and then I end up adding them to this garland. All right, you got all that? Basically, I made it even and I switched the lights out. But anyway, I love that it's a little bit different, and then I have the whole top of the table to decorate. So typically when I decorate a console table for Christmas, I just use whatever knickknacks I have left over at the end of decorating, and it just kind of goes on this table. This year, I wanted it to be themed, and I saw this picture somewhere on Pinterest, and they had it set up like a Christmas tree theme. So I had these Christmas trees from, the red ones are from At Home and the gold glittery ones are from Hobby Lobby. And I decided just to create a little Christmas tree farm. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Now, when styling a console table, you do want to make sure that you have different heights. I think that I read one time from an interior designer is that you want to have at least 3 different heights on your table. Now, I personally love having symmetry and having everything symmetrical, but I'm trying to get out of that. It's easier to decorate when you have symmetry, meaning it's the same thing on both sides. But I was like, I need to change it up. I need something different on one of the sides. So I ordered these North Fork pine Garland stems from Amazon. This is what I'm opening now, and I ordered 6 of the flocked ones and then 12 of the non-flocked ones. And the reason why I'm going flocked and not flocked is because I have 2 tall pencil trees that are going to go on either side of this table that are flocked, and I wanted it to basically match or at least go together. Now, I don't know about y'all, but Amazon is super hit or miss for me, and these were on the pricier side. So I waited a couple days to pull the trigger and buy them, and when I bought them, I was in love. Now, these are the long ones. They're 36 inches. There were some that were shorter, but I'm so glad that I went with these. I think they're just amazing. Now, they do shed a bit, but they feel real. They float, or like they just hang pretty. I don't know. They're not super stiff. They just feel great. And I actually like these better than the ones that are not flocked, which were delayed over a week. But I do show those in this video still when I do the kitchen. But there's something about the flocked ones that I love. Now, what I did to add to this arrangement was I added these battery operated light up branches. I got these at Costco, I want to say 2 years ago, maybe. So I've had them, but you can get something similar on Amazon or whatever. So I'm just going to add those inside the arrangement. That way at night I can just turn them on and then you can really see them light up.
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You and me. Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sunset is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand.
All right, next I'm going to add this red wreath. It's from Target. I don't know what collection it is, but I got it last year, and it's actually a really, really pretty, almost like burgundy red. But I'm going to add this glitter ribbon. This ribbon I had from my tree. I'm going to add a little bit of glitter ribbon, and then I'm going to make my own bow and add to it. But let me know in the comments below, do you guys have a console table theme? Let me know what it is.
Christmas in my heart.
So here's my attempt at my homemade bow. Now I already had this ribbon cut because it's the ribbon I use for my tree. So I just created like, I don't know, a little bow tie. And then I used a rubber band to tie it together. I did not have, what are those things called that everybody uses, like the wire stuff? I don't have any of that, and I'm not running to the store. So I'm improvising. I'm using a rubber band, and then I'm using a different wire to make the little bow tails. I'm just going to put that inside the rubber band, and then we're just going to go with it. I told myself if this bow turns out hideous, then we're just going bowless, but surprisingly, it turned out okay. Also, I'm improvising with how to hang the bow on the ribbon, and that is a pin. So I just kind of clipped it in like I was, like you're pinning in a boutonniere to a jacket or something. That was my theory there. So I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But if this is your first time here, my name is Michelle. I have a lot more content. If you're enjoying this video, I would love for you to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. But finishing up here, I'm adding these remote battery operated candles. I ordered a pack of 12 of these from Amazon. I'm going to use some here at this table. And then on my entryway table, I'm going to use the remaining. Y'all, that table also turned out amazing, which is why I want you to subscribe so that you don't miss it when it comes out. It's going to be my whole nativity scene, and it's just magical. But here I took out the old lights and I'm adding in these new cluster lights. I use cluster lights for just about everything. They're LED, they can change settings, they're amazing, and I don't know how else to tell you how cool they are. But I think I'm almost done here. You'll notice in the right corner, I also added one of my lanterns. I put one of the Christmas trees in the lantern so that the height on either side is a little bit more equal. I don't know. You guys let me know. Should I keep that lantern on the side, or should I take the lantern out and just have the Christmas trees? That's something I'm really struggling and can't decide on. All right, to add to either side, since that is a pretty big long wall, I'm adding my two, I think they're 7-foot pencil trees that are flocked on either side. Now I've had these trees for maybe 3 years and I put them on either side because I love the way that it looks. But this year I did go and try and find the viral tree. I may have told y'all in my previous video, but I was thinking about if I could get the slim trees and add those viral trees. If you haven't heard, they're from Home Depot and they have like 20 something hundred lights on them. They twinkle, they sparkle, similar to my cluster lights, which is why I was like, wow, if a tree comes that way and I don't have to add in my cluster lights, that's amazing. But I did not get my hands on it. It was sold out. That's fine, whatever. But if you know of the tree that I'm talking about and you like the twinkle effect on it, you want to add extra LED lights, just get the cluster lights. It really does make it look very similar. But anyway, I went to go buy the tree. They said they were in stock. They weren't. I went and I was asked them if I could purchase the floor model of the 7-foot tree because my big 12-foot tree, I can't get it because I have to have a slim tree, and I don't think they make it in a 12-foot slim. I think they only make it in a 12-foot full, so it won't fit in my corner. So I was just going to get it and add it to in this spot on either side, but they were sold out and they would not sell me the floor model. So maybe next year I'll try for it. If not, these pencil trees are from Michael's. They are flocked and they are beautiful.
Let's go outside. The snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents.
So let me know what you guys think. After like looking at it for a couple of days, I'm like, it needs more. It needs bows. It needs something. And I bought some ribbon from Sam's. The ribbon that I had and tried to make bows with, it didn't match the red color, so I ended up taking them out. But I am going to add some of these berries so that it'll go with the berry Christmas trees.
I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay.
Next, I'm moving on to the kitchen. I'm going to make another centerpiece type arrangement on the island. And after a week of being delayed, then I finally got in my green North Fork pine garland stems. I was scared because, you know, like if something is on Prime and then it gets delayed and then it gets delayed again and it's like, well, if it doesn't come tomorrow, sorry, we're refunding you. And I was like, no, I need these. But thankfully they came in on the last day and immediately I opened them right when they came in to see if they were as good as the flocked ones, which they are. They're great. I like them. I don't know. I think I just like flocked since I'm from Texas. It snows once every 10 years. So when I do see frosty flocked stuff, then I like it a lot. But these have little pine cones on them. And I'm going to make two separate arrangements with these. One I'm going to make in the kitchen, and then the other one I'm going to make near our entryway, which you'll see in another video.
Moment we'll fill with love and joy. Love and so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. As long as I spend this day with you, so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you.
So I'm pulling out all of my Christmas inventory. I don't remember exactly what I have. I do a little bit, but we're just going to pull stuff out and then see what we can do.
Santa, I'm waiting for him, but he's nowhere inside. And all of the presents are still by the tree. They don't mean a thing till he's here with me. If you know where he is, please give him a ride. And I will wait here by the candlelight, 'cause his love is all I need. And my love I can guarantee. So please, Santa, bring back my love tonight.
So one of my favorite things to do during Christmas time is go to Christmas markets. Like, they have a lot of Christmas markets and holiday events that are near us, and my mom and I always find them, and we're determined to go and find like unique type things. These lanterns are something that we did find at a Christmas market, and they play music and they're magical and special. I did see some at Hobby Lobby, but it's just not the same when you get specialty ones like collector ones. So leave me a comment. Do you guys collect anything special for Christmas? Whether it's like holiday lanterns or nutcrackers or reindeers or anything special, then let me know what it is.
Know where he is, please give him a ride.
This Santa is also so special because during 2020, you guys remember, everything was shut down. All the Christmas markets were shut down. So my mom and I actually took a day trip and drove to one of the Christmas shops. This company usually comes and is a booth at a Christmas market near us, but we drove, I don't know, was it 2 hours, an hour and a half or 2 hours to their Christmas warehouse, and I found that wonderful Santa. I love shopping and trying to thrift and all that, but I have 3 kids that are 6 and under, so I do not have a lot of time to just search for things. So when I do have the time and am able to find something, then it is kind of special. But I am going to put this garland. This garland came from a set that I got from King of Christmas. And I'm going to separate the set and actually put this garland above our kitchen cabinets. And I didn't know if it was going to be long enough. In fact, it's actually not long enough, but I'm still going to use it here. And then add some reindeer on the side. And then the rest of the set, which came with 2 Christmas trees and a wreath, I'm going to use on our entryway table.
No, I can't wait for the weekend. Waking up next to you. We'll be sharing our secrets, making dreams come true. Let's have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble round in the snow. And my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful. What a night. Can you feel it too? Girl, I won't let you go. Down the stars. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday.
So because the garland was a little too short, then I'm just adding these reindeer on the end to help it look like it elongates the garland. This is a pre-lit garland, so I ran the cord along one of the doors, and I'm just gonna like tape it in there so that it's inside the door, so you can't see it, but it doesn't mess with the door when you open and close it. Next, I'm going to add this wreath that matches. I've had this wreath for several years. It's from Home Goods, but to give it a little bit of color, since it's very bright and then the garland was also flocked, I'm going to add a red ribbon around it so it helps it kind of stand out and make a statement.
Talking on the phone, I'll make you feel at home. Oh.
Next, I'm going to make another arrangement to put in the center of the island using the garland, North Fork, what are they called? North Fork garland stems that are 36 inches long. And then I have a ton of these berry stems. I had them throughout my tree last year. I didn't add them in my tree this year, but I'm going to use them in this centerpiece.
Hey there, buddy. It's just me again. Came into my mind last night, so I'm just checking in. It's been far too long now since I last saw you, my friend. So happy Christmas from me to you. Hey there, buddy. It's just me again. I wonder what you're doing now. And if you're listening, I just wish there was some way things could have been different. But happy Christmas.
So instead of adding the light up branches, I'm going to add some battery operated string lights kind of in the center of the centerpiece.
losing control. I'm struggling in the crossroads of being too warm or too cold. Hey there, buddy, it's just me again. You walked out of my life that time, and I guess I'm still wondering, do you still think
As far as the kitchen counter space, I'm trying to be realistic with what I need to keep on the counter that we use every day and how I can still incorporate some Christmas in it without it looking too cluttered.
Happy Christmas from me to you? Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play.
I have this somewhat smaller garland, and last year I wrapped red berries around the whole thing, and this year I'm just going to take out the red berries. Those things make an absolute mess. I got that red berry strand from Walmart, and they're like foam beads. They fall off so bad. So I'm going to take that off, and then I'm going to put this on the back of the kitchen counter.
Smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah, there's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby.
All right, so now that we're just about done, I'll show you a quick daytime and nighttime tour.
The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah, there's room at the
I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I have some more Christmas coming, and I will see you guys next week.
back, yeah, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year.
You know, whenever you're driving around neighborhoods looking at Christmas lights and looking at all of the outside decorations, but you drive past a house and you see a beautiful lit up tall Christmas tree in the window, And there's just something about that house that gives you a warm Christmas feeling. So in this video, I'm going to create that feeling. But our dining room is actually what's in the front of our house opposed to our living room. So the only way to do that is if I put a Christmas tree in our dining room in front of the front window. If this is your first time here, my name is Michelle, and I have an easy step process that I use to decorate my Christmas trees, which I'll be sharing with y'all today. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, decorating for Christmas can be, or is, super exhausting. It's pretty exhausting to decorate your whole house for Christmas, but we take it one tree at a time and one space at a time. So first, let's fix the lighting in this room and get started. All right, so I store all of my Christmas trees in this hidden upstairs attic, which I'm going to open up and attempt to find the right tree that I need for the dining room. Now, I have mostly all flocked trees. A couple of years ago, flocking was really in, and I went overly obsessed with flocked trees, and I gave away all of my non-flocked trees. So unless I were to buy all new trees, then I'm just going to work with what I have. But I promise you can make whatever tree you have still look absolutely beautiful. Now, I have tons of tree bags that hold my wreaths, my garland, my Christmas trees. So I'm trying, there we go. I finally found the right tree bag. But let's head downstairs and get this one set up.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night beneath the mistletoe. It's cold outside, It's cold outside,
So the lighting is a little off in this room, and in fact, it looks like it's snowing with the amount of flocked snow that is flying around, but I promise the lighting will adjust in just a minute. But in decorating our Christmas tree, the first step that I like to first decide is what is the theme of the tree, or it could just be colors. What different color scheme do you want to use? Now, last year I went glam with this tree, meaning I just use gold, white, and silver. But this year I am going to do red, white, and silver. Now, once I get the tree up, I like to unfluff it in sections. So I don't like putting the whole tree up and then trying to maneuver through the sections on and off a ladder. I like to do it one at a time. That way I know that I'm touching almost every single branch and not having any gaps. Now, be sure to test the lights out and make sure they work. But instead of putting it on section by section, I won't put on the next section. I will start with the very top section, and then I will unfluff this whole section before I go back to the middle section. If you've seen me decorate my main 12-foot tree, you'll see that I do it in two sections, meaning I almost decorate it as if it were two separate trees, and then I put the top piece on at the very end once it's already decorated. That way I'm not on and off of a ladder, and you can just imagine getting 12 feet in the air every time you need to put on one little ornament. It takes forever. Now, I don't do that with this tree, meaning decorate the top section before I put it on the top of the tree, because it's only 7 foot tall. So it's not super tall, and I can manage on a smaller-ish ladder. So now I'm just going to continue to get this tree nice and full.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you.
So next, after scrummaging through my attic, I found my Christmas tree inventory. So I'm going to see what I want to use and what I might need to get to achieve the look that I want. But that little tree skirt is a little pathetic. I do need a really nice one, but for now, this one will have to do. So if you have been on Instagram or TikTok or even seen other YouTube videos, you may have heard about this viral tree that I've seen absolutely everywhere. The lights are beautiful. I mean, based on the videos, it looks amazing. But this year I did not purchase it. I was tempted. I decided to use my budget on other things. But one of the things that I noticed is that I have bought these cascading lights. Now this set of cascading lights completely tangled up last year when I was trying to pull them off of the tree, and there was just no salvaging those lights. But you can get that look of the viral tree that I'm talking about using cascading lights. Now I did get these from a store called Craftex local in Houston, but I can try and find some off of Amazon to see if there's any similar. But this will really add beautiful lights to your tree and give you that twinkling effect that one viral tree has. So what you basically do is there is almost an end piece, and last year I wrapped up each individual light strand so that way it didn't get tangled. The other one I failed miserably at. But basically I'm going to start unraveling it and then adding these, they're almost like fairy string lights, into the tree. So this is going to give you that look of that viral Home Depot tree without having to buy a new tree. And that leads me to the next step I do when decorating is to add the lights. And one quick tip, when you add extra lights, make sure you put them, or at least I like the effect of when they are in the tree instead of just draping them over the top of the tree. So I'm curious to know, what size Christmas tree do you have as your main tree, and is it flocked or not flocked? So leave me a comment down below and let me know.
Jingle with me, baby. Jingle with me, baby. Jingle with me, baby. Jingle with me, baby.
So here is the tree, just adding one set of those cascading lights. It really gives it that twinkle and wow effect. So next thing that I like to do is then add the ribbon. So instead of going straight to adding your traditional sphere ornaments, I like to add ribbon because you can get ribbon for relatively cheaply priced, and it can take up a lot of space on the tree so that you're not, spending a lot of money on ornaments. And not only that, as much as I do like the round ornaments, those ornament hooks are the worst, and I hate having them all over the floor and getting them all tangled up. Now, don't get me wrong, I still use them, but I try to fill up the tree with ribbon first so that way I use less of those ornaments. But anyway, for this tree this year, I bought some red ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just making simple, elegant bows out of it. So instead of looping the ribbon in and out of the tree like I did in the past years, I just thought these bows look great. And I have also been obsessed with velvet recently, so I did buy velvet ribbon for this tree from Hobby Lobby. And it's about an inch thick, and in order to fill up this whole 7-foot tree, I bought spools. Is that what it's called? Those things of it. Now, when tying the bow, Like, just keep it stupid simple, right? So just tie the bow like you're tying a shoe. So I don't cut the bows and measure them out. I'm basically just taking that spool, creating a bow, and then I'm going to match the bottom of the bow and just cut that piece. Because you know what happens all the time? I cut these ribbons in the specific length, and then I try to tie it, and then one side is always a few inches longer than the other side, and then I have to repeatedly keep doing it, which I'm sure there's an easier way to do it, but just tie it like you're tying a shoe, cut it, and just put it on your tree. Keep it easy and simple. So I'm going to keep doing this until I fill up the majority of the tree. So after the ribbon is on the way you like it, then my next step is to fill in a lot of the gaps with your picks and sprays. I love adding picks to a tree because it gives the tree so much definition and dimension. This is also where I will start working on the topper. My toppers are usually just an array of different types of picks. And the key is that you just create it as you go. The next step that I do is add in any specialty ornaments. So these could be your traditional sphere balls that are specialty or different shaped ones. Now I'm kind of adding in them while I'm doing my picks, and I kind of go back and adjust the topper a bit, but I like to add these first so that they can be the center of attention and displayed beautifully. And then lastly, I would fill in the remaining part of the tree with your traditional, probably your least expensive ball ornaments. Now, one of my biggest tips with these ball ornaments is that if you have a big fluffy tree like mine, they look really good if you bury them somewhat in the tree. It makes the tree look nice and full and doesn't leave it like hanging and blocking another one of your really pretty ornaments or ribbon. Now, what I've also seen recently as a great idea is to create cluster balls. So like grouping 3 to 4 of the ball ornaments together and creating one big ball cluster. But now I am just about done if my dog doesn't knock over this tree before I get to it. So here we are with the finished tree. I've never done my ribbon this way before, but I love the simplicity and elegance to it. And I'm just loving the way it turned out. I think it'll be a beautiful window display.
The city is covered in snow tonight. Where did my love go? Santa, I'm waiting for him, but he's nowhere inside, and all of the presents are still.
So next, I'm going to tie in the red from the tree into these berry wreaths. And last year, I added ribbon around these berry wreaths to give it a more wow factor, I guess you can say. These berry wreaths are from At Home, and basically I just get a pin and pin the ribbon to the wall, right? I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Guarantee. So please, Santa, bring back my love tonight.
The last thing I'm going to do in the dining room is decorate the table. Now, I do work from home and I work in the dining room. So most of the time I have a computer and just stuff all over this table. So if I'm being completely honest, I'm going to decorate it and then I will probably end up taking it down and using some of this decorations in other parts of the house so that way I can still work at this table and enjoy the Christmas tree. But if I were to eat at the dining room and leave it decorated, this is likely how I would decorate it. When I decorate my mom's home in the next couple of weeks, then I will craft up a beautiful Christmas tablescape. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, so that you can see more of my style of decorating and how you can incorporate it into your own home. Now, I do love these candles. This whole set was from Amazon. And I also made a quick stop from Hobby Lobby and picked up these really pretty green velvet trees.
'Cause his love is all I need, and my love I can guarantee. So please, Santa, bring back my love tonight.
I'm creating kind of a Christmas tree forest here, and I did get these micro lights from Hobby Lobby. I'm a little particular about my lights. I didn't 100% love these lights, although they are still cute. I think maybe because they seem a little too close together so you can see the actual string of lights opposed to it looking a little bit more spread out. But anyway, I added the red trees in here so that it would tie in with the rest of the room. But now that I'm just about done, I'll give you a little tour.
up next to you. We'll be sharing our secrets, making dreams come true. Let's have a toast for the lovers. We'll tumble round in the snow, and my heart's going boom, boom, boom. You're so beautiful. What a night. Can you feel it too? Girl, I won't let you go. When the sky comes alive, let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Let's have a jolly holiday. Holiday. Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see y'all next week for some more decorating.
Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. The leaves are so unchanging. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. The leaves are so unchanging. Not only green when summer's here, but also when it's cold and drear. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. Such pleasure do you bring me.
Needless to say, this entryway needs a lot of loving. So in today's video, that's what we're going to do, is transform this entryway as well as the stairs. This will be one of the more magical areas in my home because this is where I'm going to put my nativity scene as well as creating a Christmas arrangement and decking out the stairs. But today's video is a collab with my friend Tori Flores. Y'all, she has some of the best Christmas decorating videos here on YouTube. She's a mom, she's inspiring, she does lots of shop with me and decor videos, and I know that y'all will love her. She can find the best deals, high-end dupes, and y'all, I'm going to link her latest video down below. Be sure to check it out. Once you're done, head straight over there, let her know I sent you, and make sure you subscribe to her channel. If this is your first time here or you're here from Tori's channel, welcome. We have been Christmas decorating nonstop for days or weeks. It feels like months, but I hope to give you ideas and inspiration throughout each of my videos. If you watch the whole video and decide you love it, then I would love for you to subscribe. Yes, it does help me reach my goals, but hopefully it also helps you to find my videos a lot easier. So let's start cleaning up this whole area and see how it turns out. So next, I'm gonna pull out some of these mini flocked trees that I have. This actually came in a set from King of Christmas, but if you saw before, I used the garland piece above my kitchen. So now I'll just use the two flocked trees and the wreath in this entryway area. One of the big things that I was looking for this year was a new manger scene or nativity set, and I was trying to find something really special, I guess you can say, and I looked at a few different places. I was hoping to go find something at a Christmas market, but I saw this set on display at Sam's, and I thought that it was absolutely beautiful and hopefully would be perfect for this area. So I'm going to open it and hope that it is as good as it looked in the display.
There's no Was a certain poor shepherd in the fields as they comforts nowhere. The angels did say, was a certain poor shepherd in the fields as they
So each piece that I open up just gets more and more beautiful. Now, I don't talk a lot about my faith on this channel, and we do all know the true meaning of Christmas, but this is very vulnerable for me to say. I grew up Christian, and I grew up going to church, and in high school, I made the decision to get baptized. And then as I started getting older, now I'm a very logical person, and I started to struggle a lot with my faith for many years. And that's not something that you typically tell people, or at least me, because I believed I just struggled a lot. Because I didn't want to be judged, but it can all be overwhelming. But I will say, in the last year or two, I have grown so strong in faith that there's like absolutely no question or doubts in my mind. Now, there was a lot of soul searching and faith searching and prayers and answers that have happened to help solidify my faith. And one most recent miracle or answered prayer, I guess you could say, is stumbling upon this podcast. Now, if you have struggled with faith, you've lost faith, or you just want to like solidify your faith, the best thing to do is go to the Bible directly and read the Bible. But the Bible can sometimes be hard to interpret and understand in like present day terms. Now, this podcast breaks it down. It's 15 episodes, and the podcast is by Rory Vaden, and it's called Eternal Life. And I'm not like getting anything out of sharing this. In fact, it probably might hurt my channel more than it does help it. But I feel like if you want to find purpose in life, then read the Bible. But if you struggle to understand or believe or have faith, then start with this podcast. It really solidified factual information about the Bible. And when you start having faith for yourself, not for anyone else because they told you to or they made you go to church or whatever, when you start actually doing it for yourself, it's powerful. And when I say this area is the most magical place in my home, I wholeheartedly mean that.
We are the branches. I can do nothing apart from you. The giver of life, the one to hold on to. I can do nothing apart from you. No, no. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline, you're my lifeline, you're my lifeline. You're showing forgiveness and loving your children. I can do nothing apart from you. No, no. Speaking your word and being able to listen. I can do nothing apart from you. You're my lifeline, you're my lifeline, you're my lifeline. You're my lifeline, you're my lifeline, you're my lifeline. You're my lifeline, you're my lifeline, you're my lifeline. Yeah, you're my lifeline, you're my lifeline, you're my lifeline. Yeah. In you I live, in you I give. In you I love and can forgive. In you is where my breathing is. You're my lifeline. In you I live, in you I give. In you
added a little bow here, a double bow to the bottom of the wreath. I basically just created 2 little bow ties, strapped them together, and then hung it on the bottom of this wreath. Now the green ribbon is wired, and that one is from Sam's, and then the red ribbon is velvet. It is not wired, and that one is from Hobby Lobby.
You're my lifeline. 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 You're my lifeline.
So I'm adding these battery operated pre-lit candles throughout the whole nativity manger scene, and I struggled back and forth where to put each candle, so I started moving them around a little bit. You guys let me know, do you like some on the window, or should I keep all of them within the manger scene? Let me know what looks best. So in the back corner by the door, we have this, is it a whiskey barrel or a wine barrel? I don't know. A friend gave it to us like several years ago, and it's been there. But I'm going to create a similar arrangement that I did on our kitchen island in this corner, because if you saw my last video, I had those green arrangements. I had bought a set of 12 of them, and they are 36-inch stems. And so 6 of them I used on that table, and then the remaining 6 I'm going to use as in this arrangement. And those white stick lights, those are from Costco. So I'm going to add those in the middle, and then I'm going to add these 36-inch stems around it. Now I got these from Amazon. They were a little pricey in my opinion, but I do love the quality of them. Now, last week when I posted them, I forgot to link it, and then I went back and I'm like, man, these are more expensive than when I bought them, but there's different brands. So I would just say, to be honest with you, if you like them, these are 36 inches, look around on Amazon and see like which ones you can get for a little more decent price. I think they're all the same quality. I could be wrong, but they do look beautiful.
Hey there, buddy. It's just me again. Came into my mind last night, so I'm just checking in. It's been far too long now since I last saw you, my friend. So happy Christmas from me to you.
So what I probably should have done was just tied the bow around the base of the vase, but I got a rubber band. I didn't know else how to do it because I already made the bows, so I just got a rubber band and just tied it right there, and then just put the bows into the rubber band. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, right? You can't see it from far away, so let's just go with it. Okay, anyway, here she is, nice and pretty, and then the bows match the wreath that's above the nativity scene. All right, so if I'm going to decorate the stairs, yeah, I should probably get all of this picked up so it looks nicer in the video. But anyway, oh yeah, these little trees I got from Hobby Lobby. And last year, I had them in this area, and then I put some outside for our outside display, and then I brought them back in. I don't know what I did with them. But anyway, this year, I'm going to put each one next to the stairs. Now, they are really bright, but they're nice. And what's cool about them is that you can just bend them and create however birch tree branch you want, however you want them to look. So I'm going to fluff them out, and if you saw my other video, you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to fluff them out a bit and then just kind of put them in this corner and ignore my declutter mess over there.
You walked out of my life that time, and I guess I'm still wondering, do you still think of me sometime? Or have you truly moved on? Anyway, happy Christmas
All right, so this is the same garland that's on my mantle. I got it from Craftex and it in Houston, and it is the North Fork Pine Garland 60 inch. And they don't have them on their website. I'm so sad about that. I know you can get them on Kirkland's and Amazon, but I'm just bummed out that I can't link them. So North Fork Pine Garland, and then those bells are from Hobby Lobby. And I don't know 100% what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to try and put something together and hope that it looks okay. But my idea is to kind of create this bell and bow and garland look that just kind of hangs down from the stair thing, and kind of deck it out and see what I can create here.
Christmas is coming, yeah. Start sending your letters off to Santa. Christmas is coming, yeah. Better be nice if you want your present. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too. Christmas is coming, yeah. Staying up late looking out the window. Yeah. Christmas is coming, yeah. Spotting some sleigh rides and some jingle bells. Tell all your brothers.
So these bells I was going to use outside on my garland outside, but when looking at it, I still felt like it needed more. So I'm going to add them here. And then once I get both of them together and I look at them, I can always take them down, but I end up leaving them because I think that they look better here than they would have on my front porch.
Christmas is coming, yeah. Roasting some chestnuts on the fire, yeah. Christmas is coming, yeah. Celebration and surprises.
So in one of my earlier videos, I was saying that I had a hard time hopping onto the bell-bottom trend, and here I am wearing bell-bottom leggings. I've come so far. I just would say that I feel like I'm back in high school, but you know, it just took me a minute to finally transition to the new fashion. But anyways, what are some good stocking stuffer ideas for kids? Leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite stocking stuffers are. I'm thinking of like socks, and like, do you typically do that, like socks and toothbrushes and body soap and bath bombs, or do you do something really cool? I like doing cool gifts, but I understand that they need the regular gifts too. So leave me some good ideas for kid stocking stuffer gifts. But the next thing I'm doing is making some bows to put on the end of the stairs. I probably should have watched bow making videos on YouTube. I think that I know what I'm doing, but I don't really know if I know what I'm doing. I'm just making a bunch of loops. Like, I feel like it turns out okay, but if I'm going to record this, I should probably have done a couple more tutorials. But anyway, I'm just making a bunch of loops, and then I probably get a rubber band because all I have is rubber bands. And if you're a mom, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in the middle of this. I don't have time to go to the store. And then I'll just leave some ribbon hanging down. And here I am legit looking for the rubber band to tie it. I know you can use the wire things, but here I am making up my own rules.
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give them a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah, there's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing.
So I think I've got the stairs looking okay, and now I'm going to try and decorate underneath this entryway table because the cord and stuff like that. So I'm going to add a little basket here with my red blanket, and then the lantern. You guys voted on my other console table that you did not like the lantern on that table. So lantern is going under here, and that's it. I removed the lantern based on popular vote. Now, I have all of this garland that I had used on my front porch. This is all from Costco. And then last year I got new thick garland. So I am seeing how long this garland is and seeing if it'll actually work on my stairs. Now, I go in well knowing that I most likely do not have enough garland. And I have two choices. I can either go and get more garland like this from Costco, or I can do the North Fork garland and drape it around the stairs for next year. So y'all let me know, should I buy more of this Costco garland and finish out the whole railing of the stairs, or do I buy more of the North Fork garland, which is what I used in the front of the stairs, and then do kind of draping it along the stair railing? And whatever y'all vote for, I'll probably end up doing next year.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
So I asked y'all for stocking stuffer ideas. Well, Rye is totally getting zip ties. He is just having a ball with all of my zip ties. But New Year's is coming up faster than we know it. And if you've ever had a New Year's dream or resolution to start a YouTube channel, I do have a free YouTube power kit. It gives you 7 steps to getting started on YouTube. And I totally get that it's nerve-wracking and vulnerable to get started on YouTube, but if you're feeling like you're getting called to do that, then I would love to help. And you can get started using the link in my description I do have for the free kit. But here I'm coming close to the end of my garland, and when Chris gets home, he's like, you know you don't have enough, right? I'm like, I know. I totally know. I'm just seeing what it looks like here. I'm probably going to keep it. I might buy more. I don't know. I have to see what all my subscribers think because I'm trying to figure out what the right thing to do is here. But here it is, and now I'll give you guys a little tour, what it looks like during the day and also what it looks like at night.
I can feel there is somebody here, and he's watching over me tonight as he takes away my fears, lets me know there's a heaven up there. Yeah, he's reaching out his hand to me to wash away my tears. Oh, I know you, and I praise you. Got my arms open for your love. Oh, I want to be near you. I hear angels from up above. They sing hallelujah. They sing hallelujah. I can see though my eyes are all closed. Yeah, he gives me strength to carry on and always lets me know that I'm fine just the way he made me. Every perfect imperfection is all because of him. Oh, I know you, and I praise you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Next week is my porch decorating video, which I'm so excited about. So make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and be sure to check out Tori's video next. We're almost done decorating for the Christmas 2023 season, so in today's video, I'm taking it outside to the front porch. I hope y'all have enjoyed this year's decorating so far, and if you have missed any of those videos, then be sure to check them out. I'll link them down below, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Michelle. I've been decorating for months, just kidding, just 1 month. And in next week's video, I'm headed to my parents to finish up their house. So if you're not subscribed and you don't want to miss any videos, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. For now, let's start with the outdoor garland. Now, I bought garland from Costco a couple years ago, and although it's beautiful, I ended up using it on my stairs. If you saw that last week, I felt like from a distance, you know, if it's outside, I want it to be really, really thick. So I went to the store I keep talking about called Craftex, and I got this super long garland. All right, so one of the first things I'm going to do here is fluff it out, and I loved the way this looked last year, but one thing I think that it needed more of was more lights. But also the reason why I switched it up from the Costco garland was that because you're looking at it from a distance, like from the street, then I felt like it needed to be a lot thicker and more noticeable. Like I really wanted it to make a statement. So I got this one that was 9 feet long and 18 inches thick, which is very thick garland. Now, another thing you can do is just double layer your garland. But since I found this one, then that was the one that I was going with. Now, it is super thick and big, hence why you saw me take it out of a Christmas tree bag. So I have a whole Christmas tree bag just to fill my garland in. I'm also using several strands of lights. So last year I did 2 colors, red and white, but this year I'm just doubling the amount of lights that were originally on it.
Diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season, sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, her in my bag,
got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack or in my bag, yeah. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen. Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. No, I can't forget about the one with the red nose. When I fly high, my sleigh still stay 10 toes. Bring the beat, bring the trees, bring the cheese. Put the lights up, 'tis the season. Need no French tights, no Ebenezer. Don't believe this, y'all need Jesus. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing.
So I'm wrapping these lights, which is a pain. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I know it'll be worth it at the end. And I realize that this whole strand is like, it half works. So as I'm unwrapping it, some of them work and then some of them don't. So what do I got to do? I got to unravel. Luckily, it's just this one strand and then get a new strand. So in one of my videos from 2020, I put up my Christmas tree. None of my lights worked. I have that whole story. I've said it multiple times. But what I would get out of that is what I called, what is your Griswold moment? Like, you love Christmas and you're trying to get everything perfect. And then like nothing goes as planned, but you are just trying so hard and you're not going to ruin your Christmas spirit. And I asked you guys, like, what is your biggest Griswold moment? In fact, leave me a comment down below. Let me know. But speaking of the Griswolds, you know, Christmas Vacation is one of my favorite movies. And we watched it last night and like this squirrel popped out of their Christmas tree. So I am decorating this garland strand. And one of my fears is like something coming out of the Christmas tree. Y'all, there is a dead lizard that it must have came out of this bag or it came out of this garland. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So luckily it wasn't alive and it didn't like jump out at me. But what I think is funny is I have been decorating and wrapping lights around this garland for this long. And it's been sitting there the whole time. And I didn't notice it until now. So do you guys have any funny stories? Has anything ever jumped out of your garland, your tree? Leave me a comment. Let me know because I love hearing them and then I love sharing them as well. But one thing I wanted to add to the garland to make it stand out not only at night but also during the day was a lot of ribbon. Now I got all of this ribbon some of it is from Sam's Club and then some of it is from Hobby Lobby. So I'm just going to make a couple of bows and then also create is it like cascading? I guess you can call it that. I'm going to like cascade the garland throughout the branches and I'll show you how to do that. I do get questions like, how do you know how long to cut it? How do you do your ribbon? And the thing is like, don't overcomplicate the ribbon. I promise you half the time I don't even know what I'm doing when I'm making stuff, but don't overcomplicate it. Just keep it simple. Like for example, in creating the bows, I'm just creating a bow like you tie a shoe, right? You can make it a lot fancier and hide the little middle piece and all that, but I'm like, this is going outside, so let's just keep it simple. Now, but I will say, if you do want to cascade the ribbon, like it looks like one long piece of ribbon going in and out of the branches, then you are probably going to want to get wired ribbon because it helps keep it in place. So I have the green ribbon is wired and then this red velvety ribbon is not wired. So that's why I'm making more of the bows out of the velvety non-wired ribbon because it can kind of hang, whereas I do need some of that wired ribbon to do that cascading look. So I don't have any of those wires to kind of put it together or pipe cleaners. So I used a Christmas ornament hook to tie it together. And then I was going to tie it to the tree because I have 100 million of those things, but that's not my favorite idea. I thought it was going to be easier than it was, but although it's like easy to bend, it's not that easy to bend, if that makes any sense. So I did that for one of them. And then on the other ones, I just kind of hung within the branches. But what I'm doing is I'm double layering the bows. So the green bow is a little bit bigger and then the red bow is a little smaller. And then I'm just kind of mashing them together. And then I think I made either 6 or 8 total, and I just tried to evenly kind of spread them out so that I have some cascading ribbon, which I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute with that. And then I'll have a bow, and then I'll continue on with that ribbon. So here's a ribbon that I'm talking about that I'm going to make a filler in between the bows. And this one is a wired ribbon. I got this one from Sam's, and I'm just going to kind of look at the length and just cut it and weave it in between the branches. So I'll take one end, tie it into one of the tree limbs, and then pull it out and over, and then use another branch tip to kind of tie it in. Once I got the length that I wanted, then I'll kind of cut it at the end, and then I'll continue to do that. And I'm also going to kind of go in different directions. So the overall look is going to look like it's one long strand woven in and out of the tree, but this way it just keeps it in more secure. I said tree earlier, but I meant garland.
Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree, thy leaves are so unchanging.
So the reality is that it takes so long to get anything done. And earlier I said I've been decorating for a month, and a lot of that contributes to having to start and stop every 5 minutes. And what you guys see is just the completed project most of the time. But lo and behold, I do finish, and this is the completed project with all of the ribbon intertwined, cascading in and out of the garland, and all as well as the bows. So the next step will be clearing off the front porch so I can get it hung. And because I added so many extra lights to it, it is heavy, like way heavier than I expected. So that becomes a challenge within itself.
Christmas is coming. Start sending your letters off to Santa. Christmas is coming, yeah. Better be nice if you want your present. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too. Christmas is coming, yeah. Staying up late looking out the window. Yeah. Christmas is coming, yeah. Spotting some sleigh rides and some jingle bells. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too.
All right, I got that hung, and there were nails in the brick from last year that I tried to hook it on, or they were like nail hooks. So next we are working on this tree, and I know what happened. I think that I got lazy putting this tree away last year, and it does detach, and I think I couldn't break it apart. So I probably just got irritated and just like bent it and shoved it in the box and was like, I'm done. But yeah, so now it looks like, what is it? A Grinch tree? So let's try and straighten it out and then get it all fluffed out. And then these are going to be my front porch trees. Now, I've had these trees. I have 2 of them. I've had them for several years, and they were always my inside trees. But one year, the lights went out in one of them. So I ordered lights off of Amazon. You know, I like my cluster lights. So I ordered cluster lights off of Amazon, wrapped them. That's why they're so bright, is because they're my own lights. And then because my front porch is red and white, then I also wrapped in red lights in there as well. Now, Chris and I have always kind of debated about outside lights. And Chris is my husband, if you're new here, but he really likes all white classic lights. And I like a little bit of color. One thing that we love about Christmas is going and looking at other people's Christmas lights. And Chris hangs Christmas lights, part of his business. He owns a landscaping business. So in the winter time, they hang lights. So needless to say, we're just really into lights. And one debate we always have is that he likes the classic white lights, and I like lights that have a little bit of color, because I'm always like, when you drive by somebody's house, you see classic white, and then when you see like something else, it just draws your eye. So on the outside of our house, we have all classic white lights. And oh, there's my little Astros Grinch. I know I have a lot of Astros fans on here too. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this season. Anyway, we have our classic white lights on the outside of our house. And then, so that way, on the front porch, then we have the red and white. So it's classic, but then it still like makes a statement when you drive by. And then we have like this little train in our yard, kind of like the Polar Express. I'll show you a little clip at the end. And then what I did do was convince Chris to buy me these gigantic wreaths, which I wrap at the end. I'll show you too. So anyway, what I'm asking is, do you guys like classic white lights, or do you like different colored lights? So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your house, outside of your house, is decorated with. All right, so since I decorated the garland with ribbon and bows, then I felt it was necessary to also decorate the trees next to the garland with ribbon and bows. So I'm making my own bow, which afterwards, one of my cousins sent me a Instagram clip of how to make a bow, because I was like, I don't know, I just create a bunch of loops, put it together. I probably should watch something on how to make really pretty bows, but I haven't. I'm always in a hurry, with the time that I have. So he sent me this clip of how to make one of these bows, and I'm like, well, I've already done everything, so I'll use it for next year. But what I'm doing is I have all wired ribbon. So the outside is wired so that it stays loopy. And then I just created a ton of different loops, and then I just grouped it together. And then I will use a pipe cleaner to connect it, stick it, whatever, to the top of the tree. And then I will just cascade some ribbon down the tree.
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand, you and me. Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sunset is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, and that's what we do. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand, you and me. Doesn't matter, it's Christmas in my heart.
So I think it turned out okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. What's funny is this past weekend, my sister came and stayed with me because Chris had went out of town, and she came and saw all of my decorations for the first time in person. And she said, Michelle, over the years, you've just gotten really, really good at decorating. You've gotten, it looks professional. And I'm like, wow, well, thank you, because I'm nowhere near a professional. And what's funny is I told her that, I said, you know, you've always been the better decorator. You've always been the more creative one. And I've always just wanted to be like you. But I think in life, we're given these gifts which make us who we are, but we're so programmed to worry about what we're not good at and what's not as good as someone else's, instead of leaning into the gifts that we do have and strengthening them. And I read this quote recently, and I can't remember the exact example, but it was something like, if your kid is making an A in music and is making a C in math, then you should hire a music coach and not a math tutor. And there's so many examples like that. So what is your gift and how can you strengthen it and stop the distractions? And distractions being comparison and self-doubt and focusing on all of the wrong things. Now, if you feel pulled to share your gift, you should use it and share it in whatever way feels comfortable for you. Now, if you ever wanted to take a leap of faith and get started on YouTube, then I do have a free YouTube power kit, 7 steps to getting started on YouTube, that you can download in a link below. But you do have something to offer whether you realize it or not. These lanterns are so beautiful at night and in person, and they're from Costco. I ordered them last year online from Costco, and they're the 7-foot lanterns. So our front porch area is kind of smaller and compact, so I put them in the back because they're taller than the trees, but it's hard to see them, and I would rather people see the lanterns than the trees because they're just that beautiful. Now we have this big tree on the left side here, and otherwise I would put them kind of more out of the front porch area, but for now that's just what we're going to do. And then this wreath is also from Costco, and that will go on the front door. Now, before we get to the nighttime part of it, I'm going to quickly decorate my guest bathroom, which is Grinch theme. And everything here is from Hobby Lobby. I got that little singing Grinch. Actually, I think that was from At Home. And for the last 2 years, my kids have played with it so much, it kind of broke the head off. And then this little, it's like a recycled wine bottle. We bought it from a Christmas market in Galveston, and she would make these cute little bottles, and then it raised money for something. So it's cute, and it turns the light on. But Grinch is another favorite of ours. So leave me a comment. What is your favorite Christmas movie? I'm going to use some sticky putty that I got off of Amazon to hang some of the smaller signs. The putty works well on non-heavy items if you don't want to put a nail in your wall for something that is pretty light, but it did leave a little mark like on the paint whenever I took them off last year. But here's my Grinch themed guest bathroom. So the next phase of our outside decorating is this ginormous wreath that I got Chris to pick up. So we bought 2 wreaths that were like 36 inches, and then I was like, I need a big wreath in front of one of the windows, and he went with the size. I'm like, no, we need the absolute biggest wreath that we can get. So we got a 60-inch wreath, and we are going to put it together, and then I'm going to add red lights so that all the wreaths on the windows outside my house are red and white, and then our front porch is red and white, and then the rest of our house is classic white. So let's put this thing together and turn on the magic.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're
So we put the bow on the bottom of the wreath because the main feature of the wreath is the lights. Then I didn't want to block any of the lights by putting the bow at the top. So let's hang this beauty up and see how bright she shines.
Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, the sky is falling down.
You are the vine, and we are the branches. I can do nothing apart from you. Giver of life, the one to hold on to. I can do nothing apart from you. No, no. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline. You're my lifeline.
Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week, and be sure to subscribe. may notice this is not my home and this is not my flocked tree, but I am going to get started at my parents' house helping them decorate for Christmas. Their overall decorations are absolutely beautiful, so every year I come over and help them put it all together. I'm going to start with their 9-foot tree, and then I'm going to move over to creating a Christmas tablescape, so decorating and setting the table, and then I'm going to a few decorative pieces here and there, and then I'm going to decorate their mantle. And lastly, I'll finish up with a home tour, which will include the things that I decorated as well as the things that they had already had decorated. If this is the very first video of mine that you're clicking on, then welcome. I'm glad to have you. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 3. And if you're looking for Christmas decorating ideas, then I have tons of content on that. During the non-holiday season, I post lots of cleaning and organizing, motivation, or anything to help inspire you in your everyday life. But let's go ahead and get started on this main tree and bring it to life. Not literally, but make it pretty. So when do y'all typically decorate for Christmas? And leave me a comment down below. The time of when people get out decorations always seems to be a big debate. So I'm curious at what most people do. So for me, we would usually do it the Thanksgiving weekend. So the day after Thanksgiving and that weekend is when we had time to get all of our stuff out and decorate. I think that kind of seems to be the average time. It was rare that I would do it before, but the year of 2020, or actually probably a year or two before that, I would push it to the week before Thanksgiving. So I had that weekend, and then I would get some stuff ready that weekend in case we were out of town or something on Thanksgiving weekend, and I just didn't have time to do it during the week. Fast forward to 2020, we all know what happened that year. I also started a YouTube channel that year, which it does play an important role as to why I decorate earlier. But that year, I went to get some new stuff, some new decorations, and just everything was sold out. It seemed like everybody started decorating earlier, and good reasons for it, right? We couldn't see people, so we wanted our house to be more cheerful, or I don't know, however you took it that year. But then the next year I was like, I need to decorate earlier because all the stuff that I wanted was sold out the year before, like within the first week of November. And then as it got to be more and more stuff, it just takes a lot longer. Now, keep in mind, right, I do decorate for content as well. So there's things that I need to do and get content out earlier. So that also plays a role into me decorating earlier, but because I have a lot to decorate and I enjoy it. But I'm not going to lie, I also enjoy when it's done. So this is my final house, and then my decorating is done for the year and I can sit back and relax. But that being said, when do y'all decorate? All right, so I got all of the tree branches fluffed out, and then the next thing that I will do is add more lights. I use cluster lights. My favorite type of lights are the brand Designer's Excellence, and this year I did find them on Amazon. If you don't already have one of those pre-lit twinkling type trees, then you can just add these lights in and then get that twinkle effect. And they're LED, which is nice, which I think just about most trees these days have LED lights, but a few years ago, whenever I did have my 12-foot tree and it went out, it did not have LED lights, so I didn't have one of those, you know what I mean? The light finders, like to figure out which light is out that you need to switch. Because if one light goes out, the whole strand goes out. So luckily with like the newer types of trees and then these lights, you don't have to worry about that. So once the tree is up and the extra lights are on, then the next thing I do is add ribbon to the tree. Whether in the past couple of years, I've been experimenting with ribbon on how it's used, whether I, double layer it, whether I have one long strand cascading down, or even in the tree in my dining room, I just created bows. So my parents' tree is more of a glam tree, which it has some golds and silvers to it, and then they have a lot of different gold and silver picks. So I usually, in the past, when I've decorated their tree, is I would take these strands and then do one long cascading ribbon in and out throughout the tree. But this year, I asked my mom if I could cut the ribbon, because I feel like whenever you can cut the ribbon and then put it in different places throughout the tree, which I'll show you in a minute, then you get more out of the ribbon. Or let me say it fills up the tree more. So instead of just like having one long strand going all the way down, I can place this ribbon in different areas throughout the tree to help fill it out more. So the reason why you would do this, well, it just depends on the way that you want your tree to look and how you want to use the ribbon. But if you don't have enough ribbon, then this is a way to get the most out of the ribbon that you do have. So with the ribbon on her tree, I am going to cut and I'm going to do a couple different things with the ribbon. So see right there, I created like a little loop with a tail. And then on some of these other pieces of ribbon, I'm just creating a long strand. That way it covers, parts of the tree. Now, when I am creating some of the loops, then I'm kind of putting it on the tree and then I'm cutting it to see how long I want the strands to be. I think one of the things that stressed me out, made me really overwhelmed when first trying to do ribbon, the very first year I did it, was like, I don't know how long the strands need to be, or I would cut some too short and some too long. Now, if you do that, if you pre-cut all your ribbon, which I do that too, then the longer strands are probably going to go on the bottom because it's going to be a little bit wider on the bottom. And then your shorter strands, you can save those for the top just because, the top is going to be not as wide. But I do not cut all of them the same size. In fact, I just make it as simple as possible and just kind of put it in the tree and then cut it. And then the next year, I'll have those pre-cut ribbon strands, and then I'll just place them kind of randomly throughout the tree. Since every tree is individual to your liking, then you can always just test it and see what you like and what you don't like that goes on your tree. Now, also this ribbon is all 4 inches thick. On my tree, I had some 4 inches thick and then some 2.5 inches thick, and then kind of like how it is there. And then I double layered it. So you have the option to basically get creative and do whatever you need. I also on this tree have 2 4-inch ribbons, and then I kind of tied them together and spread them apart. If you can see there on the left, kind of. That way it just makes it look like a really thick piece of ribbon, and then some that are like layered ribbon. All right, I think I'm done with all of the ribbon. And then the next thing that I will add to the tree is all of the picks. So picks are like what I'm showing there. If I don't have a specific tree topper, or if I don't create a big ribbon bow as a tree topper, then I will use, which is pretty popular, using the picks to create a big topper. Now for this tree, my mom doesn't prefer to have like traditional ball ornaments, only because they are, once you put the little clip on there, hang them up, I don't have to explain how traditional ornaments work. For this big tree, she just ended up doing away with all of those and just had picks. Now I added some of my own crystal ornaments to this tree, but they also have another kid tree that does have all the kids ornaments for all of the grandkids that they have, and that's like their special tree. And then this is more of the glam traditional showstopper tree. Once I get the topper how I like it, then I'll use the picks and start filling in some of the gaps in between the ribbon throughout the tree. Now, another thing I did this year was that some of those longer picks, I'm putting them angled downward opposed to having them kind of pointed in the tree and kind of sticking out from the top end. So basically the look I'm giving it is that these little extra, I don't know what kind of flowers they are, flower pick pieces are almost look like they're a part of the tree, and they are just like growing downward from the tree. So then once I finish with the picks, I'm going to step back and see what else I need to add.
Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. Come to Bethlehem and see Him whose birth the angels sing. Come adore on bended knee Christ the Lord, the newborn King. Gloria in excelsis Deo, Gloria in excelsis Deo. See Him in a manger laid.
One thing that I wanted to add to their tree this year that I've seen a lot of is these crystal ornaments I got from Amazon. I've seen a lot of, they're not real crystal, but I don't know what they are, glass or something. These like icicle type ornaments, and I've also seen like a lot of tinsel, but I decided not to do the tinsel on her tree. I just decided to use the icicles to still give it like a glammy, icy look. So this is going to be the final touch for the tree, and then we'll see how it turns out.
Hey there, buddy. It's just me again. Came into my mind last night, so I'm just checking in. It's been far too long now since I last saw you, my friend. So happy Christmas from me to you. Hey there, buddy. It's just me again. I wonder what you do.
So here's the final tree, basically just made up with the extra lights, the ribbon, the picks, and then the extra crystal ornaments that I added.
I just wish there was some way things could but I've been different. But happy Christmas from me to you.
So the next thing that I was tasked with was setting the table or creating a tablescape. And if I am being completely honest, I don't feel confident creating tablescapes. I just don't have a vision like I do for Christmas trees. So it's always a little bit stressful for me to do tablescapes or whatever. So I have a couple different ideas in mind, a couple different garlands, and I test out a couple different things. Now I also run into a few problems. So the first day, my parents have this garland with these lights. Last year I used them on the top of a picture frame. This year I wanted to use them for the tablescape garland. And then what happened that day was I didn't finish, so I had to come back a few days later. I don't remember exactly, but I brought my own garland from home. So I saw this picture on a Facebook ad or something, and they had long garland that draped all the way down the table, the dining room table, and then they had candles in it. So what I did was, from that picture, I brought my long garland, and then I ordered candles from Amazon. So this is my garland that I brought from home, and then I bought these candle holders, all of these fake candles, and then I bought a ton of batteries. So here is me opening up the candle holders, and my first impression is I ordered the gold, and they are beautiful. They're different sizes. There was nine of them that came, and I'm basically putting them together, and I'm just in awe about how pretty these candle holders are. But I actually originally opened them at home, and I put one together, and I left it at my house basically. So there's only going to be 8 here, but the pack really does come with 9. So when you use gold, you have to be like really particular because there's so many different colors of gold. So then I open up the box of these fake battery operated candles that I bought, and I'm pretty disappointed. I do not like the color gold that they are. They're not hideous, but they're, I don't know, not the color that I wanted. And this pack there's like 24 in this pack. So I was like, I'm going to use some at my house. So there's no instructions. There's nothing on here. In fact, it didn't even come with a remote. I thought it did. And then I bought all of these AA batteries and realized that it needed AAA batteries. So my mom gave me the few AAA batteries that she had, and it lit 3 candles, and then it's just going to be how it is. And another thing about these candles is that they are a little bit too skinny for the candle holder. But like I said, I'm obsessed with the candle holder. So what happens is they're like not super straight up, they're tilting. So my solution at the moment is to get a little piece of toilet paper and stick it under the candle so that it will stay in the candle holder. And I don't know. And the other problem with these candles is that you have to twist them to turn them on. So like there's not a remote with it. So it's just, they weren't what I expected. But overall, I'm going to work with what I have and still try and create the vision that I have in my head.
Christmas is coming, yeah. Start sending your letters off to Santa. Christmas is coming, yeah. Better be nice if you want your present. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too. Christmas is coming, yeah. Staying up late looking out the window, yeah.
All right, so another part of my plan was to create these napkin bows. And I had found a reel on Instagram and I saved it. And it's like a fast reel. So I'm like, I have to watch it 25 times just to like see where she folded the one fold, right? So sometimes I get frustrated with that. But that's what I'm doing. I'm watching her do this over and over again. And it's actually really simple. And the first time around, yeah, it looks so bad. So we're just going to go with it. And by like the 8th time I did it, I think that I got it down. But I'll show you how to do it in slow motion in a second in case you want to try this little trick.
Yeah. Celebration and surprises. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too. Ooh, yeah. Tell all your brothers, sisters, and mama and papa too. Oh yeah, yeah.
So after a few times, I'm feeling a bit more confident in this. So let's slow it down. So you have your napkin, you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to take the corner piece and fold it about halfway. And then you're going to take the other piece and fold that into the corner piece and then fold it again one more time. And then I flipped it over, but I don't think that she does that. And then you're just going to take one side and fold it. Oh gosh, I can't explain this. Okay, fold it to like the left and take the other side, fold it to the right. And then when you get your napkin ring, you're going to cover half of like just one side of it. So you take it and then you have to like pull the tail or part of that bow through and then just kind of like pull it out and make it into a little bow. So just do that about 8 times and then you'll have it figured out. So now with a sigh of relief, I think that it looks okay. And aside from me, all of the candles not being lit up because I didn't have the right batteries, I think it looks good. I think it turned out really nice. Now, the only thing is that I end up taking it down because we need to set the table for 8 places. And then when I have that garland drooping over, it blocks 2 seats. So my whole plan is to replace it with the original garland that I showed y'all before. And when I come back, right, because this is a couple days later, the lights don't work on this garland. And I'm going, Mom, what happened? She's like, I don't know. It worked the other day. So now I am trying to figure something out. I'm trying to add light to this garland. And then what I end up doing is just taking out that garland completely and getting a different one, which ended up being the one we used last year on this table. So a small little detail I'm going to add to this birch tree is use some of the crystals that I got from Amazon, I showed you guys earlier, and just add them throughout the tree. Lastly, I'll finish up with the mantle. The small trees are already on the mantle, and I'm just going to take out the mantle garland, get it all fluffed out. Now, last year I added the ribbon to it, so I'm going to fix some of those ribbon pieces. And then I also added these battery operated candles to it, which I'm going to do again this year, and I'll show you. And then one thing I'm going to do different this year is add kind of big ribbon bows on each side of the garland once it's already up. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting that together. So I did have one command strip in there, which I'm tying kind of in the middle. I wish I had a couple more and I could drape it more in front, but I didn't have it at the time. But the command strips are pretty popular. I've seen them around a lot, people hanging their garland with them. I used them last year on my mantle, but after a few days or a week or so, some of the like stockings and stuff that it was tied to, it started falling. So anyway, I ended up not using it, and we went really bold and used chicken wire. We put a nail in the back of the wall, not necessarily in the mantle, and then hung chicken wire down. And I have that video if you haven't seen it. I'll link it down below. But next I'm going to add the stocking holders. I'm going to wrap some of the pieces of garland through its foot so that way it kind of keeps it in place. But just keep in mind with these heavier holders that kids don't go and pull them down. That actually happened to us once. Luckily, nobody got hurt, but it pulled the holder off and it broke the holder. But obviously, you don't want it hurting, a kid or anything. So when my kids came here to my mom's and stepdad's house for Thanksgiving, I actually just took the stockings off altogether. But moving on, these are the battery operated candles, and I got these from Amazon. I love them because you can put them on a timer and you can like change the setting and make them flicker. Now all of the batteries are dead from last year, so I'm replacing them, but you can either put them on that little, what is that, like a clip, and then you can clip them onto a tree. But it also came with a little thing to push them, I don't know how to explain it, like hang them on a window. So you have that option as well. So that just gives the mantle a little extra detail instead of just a plain garland. But the next thing I'm going to do is attempt to make a few bows on each side.
Jingle with me, baby. Jingle with me, baby. Jingle with me, baby. Jingle with me, baby.
All right, so I added the bows to the mantle garland, and you guys let me know if you like the bows or if I should either take them down or change it up next year. But here is the result, and all of the ribbon for those bows was from Sam's, as is this ribbon. I actually used this on my front porch video, so I'm going to decorate the entryway trees using only ribbon.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, we're chasing snowflakes as they're falling down, and follow Rudolph all across the town. Later we meet under the mistletoe, while Santa's busy saying ho ho ho. We're feeling jolly, eating Christmas cake, and then we go skating on the frozen lake, saying hi to every friendly face, and later we warm up by the fireplace. Carolers are singing outside our door, lovely songs we all heard before, as they walk from house to house to wish us all a Merry Christmas Day. Merry Christmas Day.
So with just a little bit of ribbon, we added a lot of detail to this tree. So now I'm going to give you the whole house tour, some of which I did not decorate and some of it which I did.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exaltation. Sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure that you're subscribed if you're not already so you don't miss any of my upcoming content. I hope you have the most wonderful Christmas this year.